Hello students, how are you? So let's start with 5th standard environmental studies. So students, today again we will continue chapter number 18, No Place for Us. Students, in the previous video we have seen that how Jethro enjoyed his life in village wherever he born, Khedi village. Over there Jethro was um, taking wood, then fruits, and he was selling it into the market. He was catching the fish from the river, and again he was selling it into the town. So he was getting money from that in village. Okay, but we have seen that when Jethro went with his family into Mumbai, so how the whole family was struggling with that. So now in this video we will see next part, across the river. Now in that one day the people of Khedi heard that a big dam was to be built on the river. In the previous video we have seen children how all people of Khedi village were living together, they were enjoying, they were dancing together, they were celebrating each and every festival together. But now one day the people of Khedi heard that a big dam was to be built on the river. For this, a big wall would be built to stop the flow of the river. So Khedi and many people living nearby village in that area would be drawn under water. The people would have to leave their village and their lands on which their forefathers had lived for centuries. So it was so sad that the people, because of that people were constructing dam over there, so that people would have to leave the village and their lands on which their forefathers had lived for centuries. After a few days, government officials along with the police started visiting these villages. Small children of the village saw the police for the first time. Some children would run after them, and some would get scared and start crying. The officials measured the width and the length of the river, the fields, forest and houses. They were measuring all the things. After that, they called meeting with the elders of the village. That all government officials and the police, all that they called, means with the elders, they sat together. They called meeting with elders of village. They said villages on the bank of the river would have to be removed. People having a land at Khedi will be given land far away on the other side of the river. So that officials were trying to convince them that all the people, those who are living in Khedi village, they will be getting land in the means at other place on the other side of the river. They will have everything there: a school, electricity, hospitals, buses, trains, etc. So they were saying that all official, means that people were saying to that Khedi people, elder people, that they will be getting everything on the other side of the river. Means they will be getting all facilities: schools, electricity, hospitals, buses, trains, etc. They will have all that they could not even dream of hearing Khedi. So they were telling that you will be getting each and every facility over there. So Jethro's parents and most elders were not happy about leaving their village. Obviously, they all were living together in this Khedi village, but now they all people were saying that they have to leave this village and they have to go on the other side of the river. So it was very sad for all people as well as the elders. Listening to all this, Jethro would get a little scared but also feel excited. He would think that after getting married, he would take his bride to the new house in the new village. Jethro was thinking that after the marriage, they would live together. A house where he could just press a button for the light and turn on the tap for the water. Means they were thinking just like these facilities if they are getting. So they were thinking about that facilities, and the Jethro was also thinking. So he was thinking that if he'll press the button, the light will glow. Then if he will turn on the tap, so he will be getting water from there. So he could send means he could go by bus to see the city. When he would have children, he could send them to school. Means Jethro was thinking that when he will be having children, so he could send them to school. They will not be like him, who had never been to school. Jethro never went to school, but Jethro was thinking that he will send his children to school. Means he was thinking about the facilities whichever the people where people were telling that they will get all that facility in that on the other side of the river. So Jethro was thinking about that facilities. So in this way, children, that people of Khedi came to know that dam was big, means that dam is going to construct over there. So they have to leave that village, and after leaving that village means that people have to live on the other side of the river, and over there they will be getting all facilities: school, electricity, hospital, buses, trains, etc. Now after that, that people went to a new place. All that Khedi village people went to a new place. It was a summer afternoon. Jethro was feeling faint in the hot sun and wind. His feet were burning on the coal tar of the Pakka road. There was not a single tree to offer some shade. Just a few houses and shops. Jethro was on his way home after buying medicines. He had an old tire on his back. These days, he had to light his stove with just these rubber pieces of old tires. This caught fire fast and also saved some firewood. See, children, in Khedi village, Jethro was getting wood from forest, but here everything they Jethro have to manage. But the smoke and the smell of burning tires were terrible. In this new Sinduri village, they had to pay money for everything: medicines, food, vegetables, firewood, and fodder for the animals also. Means everything they have to um, um, for everything they have to pay money over there in Sinduri village. In Khedi village, they were getting all these things free of cost from forest: medicines, fruits. Then the then in Khedi village, they were catching the fish also, and they were selling it in town. But here in Sinduri village, they have to pay money for everything: medicines, food, vegetables, firewood, fodder for the animals. They could just not afford to buy kerosene, but from where to get the money for all this? Because they were not having any source from which they will get money. Thinking of all this, Jethro reached home. The roof made of a tin sheet made the house hot like an oven. Jethro's wife had high fever. His daughter Jimli was rocking her little brother Sidhya to sleep in her lap. After all, there was no other older person with them. Jethro's parents had been so sad about leaving Khedi village that they had died before he moved here. See, in Khedi village, they were having all people along with them, they were not having their elders also. Because Jaitra's parents were also so sad about leaving Khedi village that they had died before Jaitra moved to Sinduri village. So in this way, Jaitra's family was struggling. In Sinduri, there were only 8 to 10 families he could call his own, those from his old village. The whole village had got scattered and the people had gone wherever they had been given land. Means whole Khedi village was not shifted over here. Wherever people have given the land, they had been given the land over there that people went. This was not like the new village Jethra had dreamed about. There was electricity, but only for some times in a day, and then the electricity bill had also to be paid. There were taps, but no water over there. In this village, Jethra got just one room in a tin shed. It had no place to keep animals. He also got a small piece of land, but that was not good for farming. It was full of rocks and stones. Still, Jaitra and his family worked very hard, but they could not grow much on the field and could not make enough money even to buy seeds and fertilizers. In Khedi, people did not fall sick often. If sometimes feel ill, there were many people who knew how to treat them with medicines made from plants. People felt better after taking those medicines. Here in Sinduri, there was a hospital, but it was difficult to find doctors and there were no medicines. Means whatever Jethro dreamt about the uh, new place, but all the things were very different at that new place. Hospitals were there, but doctors were. It was very difficult to find the doctors. Tap were there, but no water was there over there. So in this way, Jethra was facing much difficulties in Sinduri village. So there was a school here, but the teacher did not care much about the children from Khedi village. These children found it difficult to study in a new language. The people of Sinduri did not welcome the newcomers from Khedi. Means even the teacher as well as the people over there, they were not uh, taking much care of the people who were living in Khedi village and the children. The people of Sinduri did not welcome the newcomers from Khedi. They found their language and the way of living strange. They made fun of Khedi people by calling them unwanted guests. Means they were calling them as an unwanted guest. Not much of what he had dreamt had come true. Means whatever he thought, he was thinking about a new place, but everything whatever he thought, it was not like that in Sinduri village. So that people were calling them as an unwanted guest over there, and the language was also different. The children who were studying in the school, they were facing difficulties, and the teacher also did not care much about the children from Khedi village. So in this way, Jethro, his family was facing difficulties in a new place, that is Sinduri village. In Khedi village, they were enjoying living together. They were getting money from that also, means they were selling food, fruits, then wood, then means after selling that they were getting money from that, and from that they were purchasing the other things, required things. But over here, everything they have to pay money for, electricity, then water. So in this way, Jethro was facing difficulties. He got the land also, but the land, from that land, the land was rocky, so they were not getting much benefit from that. So in this way they faced many difficulties in Sinduri village.